Good day everyone, and welcome to Good Old Wanna Go Fishing here at the table of contents. Willie here with you. I'm going to show you something that I've actually been getting a lot of requests for. This lineup that you see in front of you here are all Abumatics. That's right. We got the oldest, we'll go with the oldest first, the 120 here in front of you. Second in line, we got the old 170 sitting here. In front of that, the 170, its brand spanking new cousin, right there in front of you. We're going to use him today too. And introducing, this is a reel that I've had for a very long time. I saw it, I should have bought more of them when I saw this one, but I did not, because now it's a hard reel to find, even harder than the 170s, the older ones, and the 120s. 275U, U standing for underspin. There you go, take a look at that. It's an Abumatic with a trigger. And I just thought it would be fun to take the Abumatic brothers out and go fishing with those. And I'm also going to do something that people have asked me to do on a couple of occasions, mostly with the 170s, is to take them apart and just take the covers off and look internally and see what did they change, what's different. We're not going to go too in depth though, because I am one of those people that when something works, you don't tear it apart, because something could happen. And then when you put it back together, it may not be what it was before you disassembled it. Sorry. But I'll tell you what, let's head on out to the lake, take these four guys with us, do a little fishing, see what we can catch with these things, and then come back in here and take these guys apart and take a look at the insides of them. I'm not taking the 275 apart. I'm not, because it is a totally different monster than the 120 and the 170 is. So there's really no use looking inside of that one. But the three here, the 120 and the two 170s, we might take a little look inside of them just to see what's going on. What do you think about that? I am absolutely overwhelmed right now. Can you see the excitement building up? Anyway, let's go fishing. Be right back. All right, here they are in all their glory. 170, 275U, new 170, 120. There they are. We're going to give them all a shot today. And first off, we're going to go, I guess we'll go oldest to newest. We're going to start with this 120 right here. And we've got this guy on the old 6.6 Berkeley lightning rod. Now there's a reason for me putting them on these types of rods and the rods that they're on, to be honest with you. I'm going to try to move this camera just a little bit, which I'm kind of worried about these cameras doing this out here today. It is like 96 degrees and these GoPros do not like heat, so I get the feeling at some point they're going to lock up tighter than a $9 Harbor Freight grill. So we're going to see what we can do as fast as we can. Going first with the old Abumatic 120, the Berkeley lightning rod. I like a little bit more handle with these so I can get to the button on this one. The button's changed, as you can see. Look at this one up here. You got more of the side thumb thing, which I'll show you later when we use this one, why I put it on this rod. And anyway, let's get a cast going here, because I am so looking forward to these reels. So looking forward. I can't begin to tell you. They're so smooth to throw, and the way they act and work and stuff, they're amazing reels. I'll try my best to do one fish a piece here at first with these guys. Well, that was about 4 foot from the deck, and that's okay because it's a warmouth, and these things are magnificent. Did I say magnificent? They are. Come on, button. I ain't joking. They're a magnificent fish. I mean, look like a bass, or actually they look like a perch or a brim with the mouth of a bass. Take that thing right in. And man, he hit right as it was coming out of the water. Almost made me jump. I ain't kidding. Almost terrified me beyond terrified. So really didn't get to fight the thing, but you know, sometimes that happens. All right, let's put this great looking little fella back in the water here. Let's see if I can actually get him going into the water here. There he goes. All right, so we got one with the 120. Now I know it's not exactly the way I wanted to do it, but as hot as it is out here, to actually have caught him is kind of impressive, to be honest with you. So it is hot. I'm not joking. Hot. I'm talking Sasquatch in the Sahara hot. It's hot. Okay, I decided to take the 275U Abumatic. Now this one I've actually had since it was new. I bought this thing new because I just said, you know what? The Zebcos work pretty good, and I love the Abumatics in the old thumb style. Let's see what the trigger style. And I loved it and should have bought more because I can't find them anywhere now. And what ones I do find look like they have been dug up with the Titanic. But anyway, we're going to try it and we're going to worm with it. We're going to go with the old purple worm that we've been using on many occasions. And we're going to see how this thing will do. We can get into a little bit of a bass situation. Or in this lake, it could be bluegill. Because we've had bluegills hit the worms too. So there we go. They're in the middle. Out there swimming around in the middle. Should have known better. Of course, you're small. Only way I can put that is you are small. But you're legit. You're a fish. Purple worm, Sticko from Bass Pro Shops, Eagle Claw #2 size hook, little split shot. Sorry, Charlie. And away they go. Yes, sir. We got something there. Oh yeah. Come on, 275. Come on, 275. Yes, sir. You did it, 275. You the man, 275. Let's see if I can get his lip there. Good job, 275. Good job, 275. They're out deep. Good job, 275. Man, please tell me we're recording. We are. Yep, old 275. Well, that's a good one. Got a big goofy head, but that's a good fish. Let's take a picture. What do you say? Come back, 275. I knew you were about to pass out. All right, 275 did a great job there. He was out there deep, which is fine. Let's put this guy back. He's a good sized fish. I mean, he's a lot longer than he is big, though. He's in the 15-inch range there. All right. See if I can get this thing camera. There it goes. All right. Good job, 275. Let's look at 275 real quick here. 275. This thing has never once let me down. I can't tell you. If you can find one of these in decent shape, I would advise getting it. because this is a good little reel. In the Abumatic series 275U. If you can find one, it's okay. I would advise getting it. You could have fun with this thing. Got a little thing going on in there. All right, we're going to move on over to the 170, the new 170. See if we can do anything with that. All right, we got the new 170 out. We're going to throw him out there a little bit. Then we're going to go to the old 170. I knew something had that. Come on, 170. Bring a little fella on in here. Come on, 170. Good job, 170. You've officially caught Moby Dick. How do they do that? Have you ever wondered how that always happens? How do they get that worm to go that far? Stop that. Get that far up that string like that. To actually get past the eyelet of the hook. All right, Moby, let's get you back in there. And away he goes. All right, we're going to dress up the old one. The old 170 with a worm, which is, this ought to be funny because it is on a little lightweight rod. Still has decent line. Let's see what the old boy will do. It ought to be fun on this rod. Okay, we got the old 170 rigged up here. Hopefully gonna catch a little fish with him. We got it on a 4'6" ultralight action, 2 to 6 pound, which I have 6 pound Cajun line on this. Uh-oh, there we go. There we go. Hope y'all are seeing that. That was hilarious. He didn't expect that at all. Neither did I. Oh, he's swimming right to me. I hate it when they do that. Come on here, boy. Oh, now he's digging. Oh, it's a bluegill. Oh, I love it. I love it. So, obviously, they catch fish. Obviously, we had GoPro issues again. So we popped in some of the footage that I got from off of my phone that I had to use. Let's get out a screwdriver and scare these reels half to death. What do you say? We'll take them apart and take a look at them, and we'll look at some of the, cosmetically, some of the things that are the same, no matter the years of them, and do a little compare and contrast thing. How about that? All right, let's get the cameras changed and get moved around down here so y'all can see what's going on. This reel has been probably one of my most dependable when you're talking about the trigger style, not trigger style, but the thumb style reels. It's been a good reel, very good reel. So let's take a look at the other side. Okay, on the 120, let's just show right here. The 120, you have this little switch on the side, and that switch is to release the spool on the inside of the reel. It actually, you click it, you pull it, you can take the spool completely off. Let's go to the other side here of this 170 and this 170. Just making it kind of hard. One of the things that is kind of neat, if you'll notice, the screws are still at the same angle, whether it's the 170, the way that it's put together, the 170s, even when you go to the newer 170s, they're still put together pretty much the same way. Now, the difference between the two 170s and the 120, as far as the release mechanism is, on the 120s, you had a straight back release button to press. It came straight back right in line, completely parallel with the handle of the rod, where the 170s, they were to the side, which honestly is a little bit better design, because when you're casting these things, it's really nice to have, because it's natural. It's how your hand sits. You know, that's exactly how your hand sits on the reel, is right where your thumb. You know, your thumb isn't really straight. It's off to the side, which is great. That was a very good move, I believe, during the thought process, I guess you'd say, of building the 170. And you know, the old 170 is the same way. It's off to the side, which is great. Well, let's go in a little bit deeper. We're going to get the screwdrivers out over here, and I'll take the plates off these things, and we'll take a look inside and see what the differences are. We'll go with the 120 first. Now, very simplistic inside of there. The way that it's put together, you got the shaft where the crank gear, the big gear, it goes to the shaft gear. Pretty much all the same. It basically is all the same thing. You have the shaft gear. What is that? That's ugly grease is what that is. This is how I usually get the junk out. I just take a nice flathead screwdriver and I will scrape that junk out of there. But yes, that is a totally different world inside of there when it comes to that and the 120. All right, now maybe you can get a better look in there. So very simplistic compared to that guy there. So now I'm going to re-grease these two guys. Well, at least this one anyway. I'm going to put it back together, the 120, and get it out of the way so we can take a look at the new 170. All right, now here's something you may find amusing. I did just now. There, I cleaned out a little bit better of the old 170. You take a good look in there. Get a good eyeball on there. Get your eyeballs focused in on some stuff in there. All right, now let's go to the new 170. That is almost identical to the way it was made back in the day. But that's pretty impressive. That they pretty much still put it back together the same identical way it was built back in the 60s, possibly 70s, because I really don't know the age of this reel. I just know it's 60s or 70s, kind of back in there. But that's pretty cool. So I'm going to re-grease these two boys, get them back ready for the water again, and who knows what the upcoming future may bring. So there you go. We got a little comparison going on there, taking a look at the insides of the 120 and the two 170s. 120 being a totally different monster. The two 170s, even though there are possibly 40 years between them, still very close inside. Now, when I was putting them back together, I did notice a couple of differences on the plates that cover the sides where the two screws go in. On the old 170, the trigger has a hook and a post that comes through the center of the plate. And that hook, when it keeps the trigger from coming out when you press the button and you go to reel backwards, it keeps, or retrieve, it keeps the trigger from coming out. There's a hook on the inside that grabs that post, where the trigger on the newer 170 isn't built that way. It's a different trigger mechanism, but the workings of it, the two slide pins, the crank gear, your brass shaft gear, and all, that's really all very, very much the same. Very much the same. So hey, you know, you got a good thing, why change it? You know, that's kind of the way it works. Or if you do change it, at least change it for the better. Make the thing better. And they did a good job. I would seriously use either one of those 170s anytime, anywhere. As well as the 120, even with its, you know, older mechanism, I'd still use it. They're very good reels. If you find some in good shape, do yourself a favor. If press that button, reel it. If it blink, and it pops that thing back out again. There's an extremely, I would say 95% possibility that that reel is still functioning perfectly fine. It just needs to be cleaned up. Now, I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that I am a professional reel repairman. I am not. I am farthest thing from it. But I do have a mechanical mind. It's just in my blood. I take things apart, I figure things out, I put it back together again. That's just me. So what a good repairman would probably see me doing here, he'd probably go, oh. He'd probably want to give me a call and say, what are you doing? Why are you using that oil? What are you using that grease for? What, you know, but regardless, I do my own stuff. I try to do as much of my own repairs and reviving these things as I can do. And I'm going to tell you of a good repair place that I use quite often. Matt's Reel Repair in Wisconsin. Look them up. If you're looking for parts for old stuff, new stuff, whatever, I would say out of the 5 or 6 times I've called him, only once has he not had what I needed. And it was simply because it was a very hard to find piece that he just didn't have. But regardless, Matt's Reel Repair in Wisconsin. I will try to throw them down in the underneath the box down there and let you see where they're at. Very good people to work with. If you order something, 3 or 4 days, it's on your doorstep. That's the way you want it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Taking the old Abumatic brothers out to go do some fishing. Hey, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Getting the old Abumatics back out, and it's not the last time. They'll be back out again. We'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.